Hello, Rama Pupud. Hope all are in good health, feeling great, wonderful, having a happy and peaceful life. Now let's continue with the next story. His stories tell of the Malakani life of neglected villages. As he enters the room, I look at this tall, lean person, his small head with its tiny tuft of hair, a small chin, and spectacle eyes. They are the eyes of a thinker, an idealist, and a poet combined. Yet the sorrows of suffering peasants are reflected in their sad irises. We soon find ourselves on several paths of common interest after we have compared notes about most things, after we have pulled politics to pieces and swung censers of adoration before our favorite authors. I am suddenly impressed to reveal to him the real reason of my Indian visit. I tell him with the perfect frankness what my object is. I ask him about the whereabouts of any real yogis who possesses demonstrable attainments, and I warn him that I am not especially interested in meeting dirt besmeared ascetics or juggling fakirs. He bows his head and then shakes it negatively. India is no longer the land of such men. With the increasing materialism of our country, its wide degeneration on one hand and the impact of unspiritual Western culture on the other, the men you are seeking, the great masters, have all but disappeared. Yet, I firmly believe that some extinct in retirement, in lonely forests perhaps, but unless you devote a whole lifetime to the search, you will find them with the greatest difficulty. When my fellow Indians undertake such a quest as yours, they have to roam far and wide nowadays. Then how much harder will it be for a European? Then you hold out little hope? I ask. Well, one cannot say. You may be fortunate. Something moves me to put a sudden question. Have you heard of a master who lives in the mountains of North Akkot? He shakes his head. Our talk wanders back to literary topics. I offer him a cigarette, but he excuses himself from smoking. I light one for myself, and while I inhale the fragrant smoke of the Turkish weed, Venkataramani pours out his heart in passionate praise of the fast disappearing ideals of old Hindu culture. He makes reference to such ideas as simplicity of living, service of the community, leisurely existence, and spiritual aims. He wants to lop off parasitic stupidities which grow on the body of Indian society. The biggest thing in his mind, however, is his vision of saving the 500,000 villages of India from becoming mere recruiting centers for the slums of large industrialized towns. Though this menace is more remote than real, his prophetic insight and memory of Western industrial history sees this as a certain result of present day trends. Venkataramani tells me that he was born in a family with a property near one of the oldest villages of South India, and he greatly lamented the cultural decay and material poverty into which village life had fallen. He loves to hatch out schemes for the betterment of the simple village folk, and he refuses to be happy whilst they are unhappy. I listen quietly in the attempt to understand his viewpoint. Finally, he rises to go, and I watch his tall, thin form disappear down the road. Early next morning, I am surprised to receive an unexpected visit from him. His carriage rushes hastily to the gate, for he fears that I might be out. I received a message late last night that my greatest patron is staying for one day at Chengalpat. He bursts out. After he has recovered his breath, he continues. His Holiness Sri Shankara Acharya of Kumbakonam is the spiritual head of South India. Let's continue in the next story. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Pupodu.